Hello again, everyone. This is Joe Henches with Beyond the Chart. In this stock market update video, we're going to take a look at the SPY. We'll look at the daily and the weekly charts. Then we're going to check in on 4 ETFs: the semiconductors, the home builders, the financials, and the Nasdaq Biotech. So stay tuned. Okay, let's take a look here at the, start off with the daily on the SPY. The SPY was down almost 0.38, 38 cents on Friday. Now, we had the same sell-off that we had the previous week, Thursday, Friday in here. But this Thursday and Friday, we more substantially broke this trend line. You can see we just started to do it the previous week on that Thursday. But we really shattered through that trend line this week, closed down below the, what is that? That's the 55 exponential moving average, okay? And we kind of bounced on Friday off the 89. So I've got the 55 and 89. They're kind of my longer term triggers that I'm looking at. So you'll see those on the charts. And then the blue line is my 10 exponential. So we're back 2 consecutive closes below that 10-day exponential moving average. The Keltner channels, we're not outside the Keltner channels yet, so we haven't pushed to an extreme. But, you know, my wave count, my preferred wave count, let's put it that way, is that minor wave 5 has completed and therefore intermediate wave 5 is complete. That we've got 5 waves up that have finished and now looking to correct that 5-wave move. And actually even a larger move, but let's just stay with the short term for right now. When we look at the weekly chart, this is what caused me to suggest to my insider members a trade idea that was a little bit longer term in terms of a put option on the SPY. We got this big reversal candle here on the previous week, okay? We punched up to that interweek high, came on down and closed very low. We closed below the trading of the previous 3 weeks. And then we got continued follow through in here and closed below the low of that previous week, this last week. So this looks pretty negative to me. And that doesn't mean we aren't going to bounce or anything like that. But right now this looks like this is starting to break down, starting to act like I'm expecting it to act. Now, let's see, the previous week, did it close below the 10-day moving average, 244? Yeah, it did just fractionally. And we haven't had that kind of a situation since all the way back here in the fall of last year. So about a year ago, where we started to get that kind of breakdown and then it came into a little more of a correction here. So we'll watch and see what kind of follow through we get. Let's take a look at semiconductors. Now, the semiconductors, they've not broken down yet. They're still riding this trend line. This is the weekly trend line. They're hanging above that 10-day moving average. Tight little inside candle, doji candle for this previous week. So we're getting a little bit of a pause right here, but we're just hugging this trend line. So this is going to be real interesting to watch. But again, they have not broken down yet. They continue to slightly ride. Now, the home builders, they are breaking down. We're getting 2 strong consecutive closes. This last Friday's close was below the entire trading range of the previous week. We're actually down below. This is the 21-week exponential moving average. We're down below that. You can see how this whole move here came up and tested the previous high that occurred back in August of 2015, okay? And that was right, you know, before we had that pretty significant sell-off that led into that bottom in February of 2016. We've been in this 18-month rally now, and actually, this first week, or this week ending August 11th, did slightly go to a slightly higher high, I think 39.24, yeah, 2 cents higher than the week ending June 23rd. So right now, this looks like it's starting to roll over. This looks like it tested the previous high and starting down. So we'll continue to monitor that. The financials, they're kind of like the semiconductors. We did get a little close. Did we close below the previous week here? Low 24.67, and we closed 24.62. So we did. And the 10-week moving average is 24.65. We're slightly below that, and we're right at this trend line too. So this is pretty significant. I think we're at a pretty good inflection point here on the financials, and some of the individual financial stocks I'm looking at look like they want to break down. And then the last one we're going to take a look at is the IBB, the Nasdaq Biotech. You know, we've had a couple, we had this low down here in July of last year, and then it looked like, well, okay, well, maybe this thing wants to get going, and, you know, is it going to start a new impulsive wave? The problem I've got is that, you know, we had a strong first move in here, and you could say, well, maybe this was like a little A, B, C pullback. It did not go to a new low. But this move in here is not impulsive. It's just overlapping waves. It's not a strong wave 3 that you would expect. So when I look at this, this is the best technical picture in terms of a pattern that I'm seeing. And this looks like a rising wedge to me. Now that we've got 2 consecutive weeks closing below that 10, you know, we've had it before and then it didn't break down. So we'll watch and see now, is it going to break a little further and take out this trend line? If it takes out this trend line here, the lower end of this wedge, I think that's going to be fairly significant. So that's the pattern I'm seeing on IBB. We'll continue to watch that. All right, that's it for this week's update. And if you're not watching this on my website, head on over to the website. Check out the trader's checklist I've got for you. It's just first name and email, and you can have access to that. So everyone have a great week. We'll talk to you on the next video.